Hello everyone, and welcome back to Abundantly Minimal. Since we've had our pet rabbit Mia for already almost a year and a half, I thought, let's give her a moment to shine, and I have way too many cute clips of her and photos of her to not let them, be shown to others. So today we're going to show her day in the life with lots of her fun antics throughout the day. So without further ado, here is the day in the life of our Dutch rabbit Mia, who's turning 3 in November, so very soon here. First up, I'm usually the one to get up with her in the morning, usually in the 8 o'clock hour. And first things first, she is ready for her fresh greens. She will usually have about a cup of greens twice a day. So I don't measure it too exactly here, but she does love her spring mix. So she usually gets spring mix in the morning. And during this time, while she's distracted by eating, I help with her grooming by helping lightly pull the tufts of hair that you kind of see, she mostly gets them out herself, but sometimes they're left there. I don't think she loves us kind of pulling them out, but it doesn't seem to hurt most of the time. She doesn't actually flinch or twitch, which sometimes if one's tougher to get, she might do that. But it's to help them, prevent them from having any GI distress. One of the things that can happen, and it happened to her once, if they have a blockage of hair in their bodies, it can actually ultimately result in death, unfortunately, since they can't throw up or anything. So that's why we try to make sure every day we're helping groom her to prevent hair buildup. So long story short, she loves her greens here. And on this particular day I was filming, there was a lot of these purple greens, and she had the cutest little mustache. They do a good job cleaning themselves normally, but look at those little lips as she was eating her greens. So just thought that was an adorable little close-up. And yeah, she did take care of that. You can see her getting that. After her greens, she's ready to begin her day out and about, and she gets a couple hours in the morning for free roam time around the house. Well, you'll mostly see her sticking on rugs here. The floor is lava. She's not a fan of the vinyl plank. But I mean, I understand it, She's also so sweet and cuddly in the morning. This is the time I'm most likely to get licks or kisses from her. If you put a hand out, she's generally very receptive to, she's generally very receptive. And she's so cute. Here, look at that little mouth. She loves to hang out under things. So here she's under one of the office desk chairs. One of her hangout spots in our office where she will hang out. And also, it's kind of a give or take, or sort of a balance between me giving her pets and then her licking as well. We also got her these cute little tunnels. This one's a willow tunnel. They are safe for rabbits to chew and eat, but she also likes to hang out in there in the morning. And of course, you'll start to see some different periods of zoomies and fun. She likes to run around, and also they love being under stuff. So rabbits, they like to chew cardboard, and Mia's no exception to that. So you'll see her there nibbling on some. And because she's very spoiled, she has another tunnel, but this isn't our main area. This one's a seagrass tunnel, but it's fun because she can play inside it, go on top of it, and is very sweet. Here you can see giving kisses. Now, she doesn't get stair access most days now because she did try to pull the carpet on there, which, it's a tempting carpet. I understand what she's thinking. But it is fun when she isn't in a chewing carpet mood. She does enjoy running up them. But again, she will not leave the carpeted area up there, so she hasn't actually made her way upstairs. And she's a little nervous there for the hardwood floor. Jake's usually not down here right away, so these pictures I thought were hilarious because on the left-hand side that she's waiting for Jake, she must have heard him, and then he was, I guess, being slower that day, so the ears back kind of shows irritation on the right-hand side, and so she's like, come on, man, where are you? One of the few clips here where she actually was on the vinyl flooring for a short term, but then she had to groom herself after because she was on the floor, And rabbits groom themselves frequently, so sometimes it's feet, sometimes it's ears or other parts here. And she really does love to have a lot of fun, whether it's if something's on the floor like slippers, those aren't normally there, so she's got to dig on them a bit. And I do love it if she's been like a tiny bit naughty, she'll like run off like very pleased with herself. And of course, more cardboard chewing. That's always very important. So we have a lot of different activities for her kind of lying about, so she's always got, a good outlet for any chewing. Because then she's much less likely to go for the couch or other things you don't want her to go for. But sometimes things are not as she likes them. So I had one day not put this blanket away, and it was draped over the side of the couch, and she said, that's unacceptable, quite frankly. So she had to work very hard to get it to get it just so. This is kind of the digging patterns you see. She's pretty good. She won't dig that often, but the female rabbits tend to do more digging. In our experience, the male rabbits tend to do more chewing of things, but so much of that can vary based on each individual animal. We've got more morning zoomies. As she runs off. Yes, lots of morning zoomies. I know some of the clips here are a little shaky at times, so thank you for bearing with me. But still down for some kisses. And she has some of the best facial expressions when she just stares. She does like to come up on the couch with us and play around by the couch. Usually I have a lot of my work stuff there, so she will climb around that. I didn't have a clip of this, but one day it was great. I had my to-do list, and she just like flung the to-do list on the floor. So I think she was saying I needed to take some time off, perhaps, with that. But we do love it when she comes up with us on the couch. And of course, sometimes she'll eat some more hay from her litter box. We've got one in her room and one out here, so she's always got easy access, and it's great. It's multi-purpose since they're supposed to eat like 90% of their diet should be hay, and that's also where they go to the bathroom. Allegedly, rabbits they know, what hay is soiled and what hay to not eat. Sometimes we have our questions with her if she's really digging around in her box, but she does a great job keeping clean overall. So that part is nice. But sometimes she pushes her hay to the side and then, in this case, flung a bunch out. And then she got a little irritated and flicked her feet. But we tell her, you pushed the hay out of the way, so that was your fault. I don't think she really is receptive to that. This was a really cute day because she was doing her chatters, which is essentially like when a cat purrs, a very content and relaxed thing. So if you look at her mouth and nose area, you can see it periodically is really going. And this was cute too because she often will chatter while sitting next to us, but we were both on the couch and she was just hanging out there for a bit. But of course, one of her favorite activities is receiving pets from Jake. They have a very cute relationship. So she's all about these cuddles. And she's like, finally, Jake came downstairs, so now it's time to give him kisses. She'll rest her head on his knee or between the knees, and it's just very cute. I'll also say, too, these clips were all taken at different times, so you'll see a variety of different shedding patterns, especially on her lower body. As certain times, if she's going through a bigger shed, you see sort of like a line where she's shedding. But this is the life for her. A little more zoomy action. More fun time here. So now it is time for Pellet. So she likes to wait in this one spot when she's ready for food. Sometimes she's seen the fridge, but for the pellets, that's in her closet that she has over by her room. And it's essentially, the pellets are essentially like a dog food or a cat food, like that's dry in small pieces. It's got fortification of vitamins and whatnot. And at the shelter with volunteering, The rabbits mostly get a quarter cup each per day, but because Mia had some weight problems when we first adopted her and was on the heavier side, they encouraged us to not do any pellets at the start, and then now we just do like a heaping tablespoon of pellets per day. So, I mean, she'd certainly love more, I'm sure, but the vet says technically they don't need pellets. They love pellets, so, you know, that's one of her highlights of the day, but it's not like a true requirement. But this is a good amount. It seems to work for her. And on select days, if there's a lot of grooming to do or, you know, a different routine, so on some days she does get more than that, like maybe 2 servings during the day. This is also when more grooming happens. Jake will comb her. Now I do have this clip very sped up, so the pace of the grooming is not this quick. She's very tolerant of the grooming during pellet time, so that's a great option. And we just use either this little fun forage tray, or little puzzle toy, or the little kid stacking cups are also something often used by rabbits that are quite fun, and just to make her work a little bit for the food. And the funny thing is, when I was sitting with her to film these clips, she is such a slow eater. I know it's sped up, and you'll see I cut a lot of sections, but I sat there for over 10 minutes just while she was working on these like blue containers for the side. So it takes her a long time to actually eat all the pellets. And we see that at the shelter too. The rabbits tend to be like pretty slow. It's not like with a dog or something who's, you know, eating their food down, like inhaling their food in a minute or something. Because I know my parents' dogs in the past would sometimes inhale their food. So yeah, she's just working on her pellets, having a nice morning. And once pellet time is over, that sort of wraps up her morning time. And rabbits tend to sleep during the day or have more quiet time during the day. And so for us, this is our work time generally. So it does kind of work well. We are able to give her more time in the morning and have a nice, you know, sort of lazy morning, family morning together. And then after she goes back into her room, then, you know, that's when our work day really begins, and she will do her own thing. She will mostly lay down for a large percentage of the day. So I do have some cute pictures here coming up when I, you know, through the French door, stealth mode, to try to take pictures of her in all the cute positions laying down. So they often sleep with their eyes open, or if they hear me outside the door taking pictures, they might open their eyes. But yeah, she loves to lay down, sometimes on her couch, sometimes on the floor in front of the couch or the wall, and it's so cute every time. Sometimes, though, we take her to special events. This was a Binky Hour hosted by a local Humane Society group, and she did not enjoy herself, at first at least. She took a little while to come out of the carrier. She was the last rabbit in the group to do so, so she wasn't necessarily thrilled with that. We also, another day, took her to, there was a grooming, nail trim, photo shoot fundraiser event for Halloween. So here's a cute photo of her at the photography station. Fast forward, it's been the work day, and now it's 5 o'clock. So Jake is doing litter box duty. He always does it. Jake is awesome. He does almost all of Mia's tasks, except for like me doing the stuff in the morning. So fresh litter box there with bedding and the hay, a mix of orchard and Timothy, because she loves orchard hay, but that's a little bit more specialty, although it's actually about the same price as Timothy.
Hi, Mia. Hi. Hi, honey. Hi there.
She's ready.
Hi. Are you ready? Are you ready?
She's excited. She also gets her evening greens. We usually use romaine, but also if we have some herbs like parsley or cilantro, mint, dill, you know, fun herbs like that, she enjoys those as well as like a little garnish. So this was a great tree little thing that we got. This was from Etsy, untreated wood, and she, you know, gets a chance to forage a little and have to, you know, reach to pull off the pieces of romaine or the greens from those holes there. So that's pretty cute to witness. And Jake will swap out her litter boxes to give her a fresh box daily in her room, as well as fresh water. And then after she's had her dinner and she'll have a little more downtime in her room, then it's time for fun. So our evening activities begin. And so she gets more hours of free roam time, and she's often very playful. We had ordered some picture frames a while back, and it came with this cool packing paper, and she loves it. She'll enjoy ripping parts of it up and hiding under it or crawling under it. So that's been a highlight for her. We always leave some out for her to play with. So she is having a good time. And also, as these clips come from various times, we've got various setups here of enrichment for her. We do spoil her a little bit, if I'm being honest. I love our favorite company is Small Pet Select, and it's an online company, and they make a lot of cool stuff for rabbits that's all like very safe. And so this little castle thing we bought from there, and she does enjoy crawling on that. She's crossed the bridge a few times, but unfortunately I never got it on camera. But we put some little towels up there, and she was confused why her tissue box was up there tonight. But good to keep her, keep her mind sharp and get used to the, different configurations. So she does love to explore there, and also she'll hang out underneath there sometimes. But of course, a litter box is always one of her faves. Little grooming here. Getting the ears and the feet. But she's very aware of what we're doing, so she had paused there because one of us had walked by and she was scoping it out. You're probably sensing a lot of patterns here, but she does love to eat. And so these look a little crazy, but these are hay cubes. So as a fun alternative, obviously, to the regular hay, or an additional form of hay, the hay cubes are sort of like compressed hay. It's only, all that's in it is just hay, but she loves to munch on them, sometimes in her little tray and sometimes on the floor like this. But of course, sometimes a hay cube leads her to want some more hay. So she makes her way back to the litter box out here. The litter box out here we change out every other day because that seems to be an okay pace. She's only out of her room about 6 hours a day, so she's not, going through it as fast as in her room where she's in there, about 18 hours a day between the daytime work and sleep hours, and then, we are sleeping upstairs. She does rest a lot, though, while we're sleeping, we've seen, because I have bad insomnia, so sometimes I'm downstairs at like 3 or 4, and she's just relaxing. Sometimes I'll come in and she'll be like, whoa, why are you here? But she'll, be down for some pets or, a little playtime when that happens. We've got our water bowl out there, and she is cute. She'll, if some drips, she'll lick it off the floor. And then this was very lucky to capture. She's grooming herself here, but then one of my favorite things that she does is a flop. And the flops are so cute because it's a sign of love and trust and safety, and it's also how they relax. And so it's adorable when it happens. And this was also very lucky to capture on camera because I had my big camera here, but she'll lay down by the water bowl, like her water bowl. And to me, if she's staring at me, that's kind of a sign, hey, I'm ready for cuddles. So what I love is we start out with cuddles here, and then she will go into her bed and then sometimes flop to receive pets next to me. It doesn't happen every time, but so cute when that happens. And she's just down to relax. You can see her mouth moving a bit with some chattering as she's relaxing there. And especially this day when I was filming, she held this position of staying flopped very long. And I was like, man, it's almost like she knew I was trying to get footage for this video. But she'll do this flop thing usually 3 or 4 times every night. So that's very lucky for us, and we love to know that she's very happy here as well. So she stayed like this for several minutes, which I was amazed by, but then she will more so kind of like sit upright a little bit as well, have her ears up a bit, but she does love to relax this way. And she does love this little we call it her hot dog bed, since it sort of looks like a hot dog bun. But we got this off of Etsy as well, and this was a great purchase. But I think this is the extra large one, even though she's only 4 pounds. So they think the extra large one can be for much bigger rabbits, but she doesn't like the smaller size we got her, only this one. So she's definitely living the life here. But we do spoil her a bit. It's hard not to, though, with that cute face. And a lot of rabbits love cheek pets, as well as petting their head. And she also enjoys, like, her back and like, back legs being massaged as well. And she, of course, loves when Jake's petting her as well. I love this clip, especially because she's so relaxed looking. And she does spend a lot of time in this bed at night, so she's definitely that mix of super playful, but also enjoying relaxation and also eating. So, you know, I think she's really relatable in that way. And she likes to lounge in a lot of different places around the house, so I've got some photos here showing some of her cute poses and favorite spots. We love when she really flattens herself on the floor, and even though she's only 4 pounds, she looks pretty long sometimes. And of course, sometimes she comes in with zoomies. Rabbits are so quiet, you know, sometimes she'll show up right next to you from the other room, and I never heard a thing. But I do love sometimes with her zoomies, if she'll run back and forth down the hallway, and you can hear her coming sometimes if she's at full speed. But yeah, she's done a lot of stealth mode, which always surprises me. But she likes to check things out on the couch and hang out with us, especially if we're watching YouTube or a movie. It has been cute too. She does like some of the movies we've watched, it seems, where she does sit there and kind of stare at it. But one of her dislikes is animated rain or thunderstorms. It's pretty random, but that's happened multiple times where she ran away because she got scared of that. This is also a fun thing. This was not staged, but she did steal our wooden coaster. This was not the first time she did it, but it was so random. So we did remove that because we didn't want her to chew that. I think that is treated wood. So yeah, so funny. She was very proud of herself the first time she did it. And she will sometimes crawl on us or climb on us too, which is always cute. But Jake's her favorite most of the time, especially at night. So he's more likely to get the extra affection. To help her with her digestion, about once a week she gets some probiotics, which she loves. I always love when she tries to yank the tube after she's had her portion. It's like, no, I know there's more in there, but you've had your limit. You're only 4 pounds. But after the probiotics, she's got to go eat some more. So she's back to her hay cubes here. Hay cubes, or of course, going to the source of hay in her litter box. And she'll just munch on it while we're watching something or hanging out together. And it's very cute. And sometimes she eats them out of the bowl, but, you know, maybe the carpet, maybe they just taste better there. But now it's time for her big moment of the night. Now it is when she has to go back in her room for the night, but sometimes she's so excited for her blueberry that she kind of initiates when it's time. 10:15 p.m. she'll go back into her room for the night, and Jake has her climb up on his lap to get the blueberry, and they have a very sweet moment there. But then, once the blueberry is gone, it is time to say goodnight. And he turns off her light and takes the little wooden tree from dinner earlier. So that sort of wraps up her day in the life, and we'll end here with a fun clip of her going crazy for one of her treats. Thank you so much for watching.
Yes. Are you excited? Get your Honey. Okay, I'm trying to figure this out.
So we break a piece off.
You just want the box?
No, she wants what's inside. And so yeah, you'll just break a piece off. No, that's not.
Mia, honey. Is this a little too big?
No, that's good.
Hey, take that.
She's standing on the box.
She's crushed.
Perfect.
That good?
What do you think, miss? Oh, that looks looks like a cigar.
That looks really tasty.
Wow, a garden stick.